What's up, YouTube? It is Ton Time and it is Tammy. Welcome to episode 4 of my CrossFit journey. And so I'm just gonna dive into this week's classes, and they were rough, but it was great. This video right now that you're seeing, I am doing 155 pounds. Initially, that's the weight that I want to end at, but since I still had some time, like about 3 minutes, I pushed myself a little bit more and did 175 pounds to round up part A for Monday. Part B, we wound up having a 16-minute alternate EMOM, heavy wall balls, or 40 dubs or 80 singles. And since I don't have my dubs yet, I did 80 singles, and boy, my calves. So I wound up doing a 16-pound wall ball for 10 reps. So on Tuesday, we worked on 15 minutes for every 90 seconds. It was a complex where it was a hang power clean and shoulder to overhead. And so you would have to do that 2 to 3 times. And so it was a lot of your body under tension. And I will say that I did struggle a lot when it got heavier to me. So around 95 pounds, you'll see me finish the first round, and then the second round right here, I couldn't hold it, so I dropped it. And then I did it again I tried it again at 95 pounds. And the first time, it's too bad you can't see it in the video, but yeah, my split jerk was a little bit shaky. And then the second time I wound up succeeding in my split jerk. So I definitely need to work a lot more on my technique on my split jerks. I do struggle a lot overhead. It's something that I'm working on a lot. So for the WOD, it's supposed to be a 400-meter run, 15 deadlifts, and 10 bar touching burpees for 20 minutes. It's an AMRAP. And for the deadlifts, the RX is 125 pounds. I wound up doing just 100 pounds because the week prior I did 125 deadlifts, and it was a lot of deadlifts, and I didn't want my back to be tight again. One bad deadlift could just mess up my whole entire WOD and back and make my back super sore, and I just wasn't into that. So I decided to take it a little bit lighter. And earlier you saw me rowing, so I didn't do a 400-meter run. I wound up doing a 500-meter row instead as part of my AMRAP. And then right now you are seeing me do bar touching burpees. And so this was really good because sometimes on my burpees I don't jump as high, and so this forced me to, of course, do that jump. And so this was good. Can't remember how many rounds I finished. I want to say I finished like around 3. I did move a little bit slower on this one. I was pretty exhausted. So yeah, so this was Tuesday's workout. And then I wound up taking a rest day on Wednesday. And Thursday's workout, we had 15 minutes to find a heavy cluster. And so right here, you see me doing 75 pounds at this cluster. And if you don't know what a cluster is, it's a full clean or a squat clean. And you press like a thruster. So that's what it is. That's a cluster. Right here, it's 85 pounds. And again, this is 85 pounds again, but at a different angle. And you could see when I caught it, I paused a little bit, which I didn't want to do, but I felt it. Here, it's a 90-pound cluster. And it's interesting because you see my head tilt to the left, and my left shoulder was a little bit wonky that day too, so it's interesting to see that. So I wound up finishing at 100 pounds. My goal was actually 95, but I figured, I still had some time and I wanted to make it to the triple digits. So I wound up doing a 100-pound cluster, and boy, was it heavy, because you see me catch at the bottom too a little bit and then push it up. So that is part A. And then part B is a partner WOD. And so it wound up being overhead squat at 40%, thrusters at 50%, power cleans at 60%. But if I were to use those percentages, my overhead squats would have been 40 pounds, thrusters would have been 50 pounds, and power cleans would have been 60 pounds. And consider those a little bit light for me, so I went heavier on my overhead squats, which was 55 pounds, thrusters at 65 pounds, because I figured that's the weight that we RX for Fran, so why not use 65 pounds for that. And for the power cleans, I did 75 pounds. I wound up doing touch and goes with the power cleans, but in retrospect, I felt that the 75 pounds were really light and I should have done heavy singles at 95 pounds. And that's okay. Next time, something similar like this pops up again, then I know what to do. And right here, I don't have my toes to bar yet. My kipping is somewhat weak, so I am doing hanging knee raises. And then we have our burpees. Right here again, you see me doing the power cleans, and so I wound up doing 10 touch and go. I was pretty fast for the first 7 reps barbell cycling, and then you'll see me like take a breath on my 7th one, and then there you go, right there, and then round off the rest of the set of 10. And then we performed box jump overs, and really proud of my husband. That's really cool that he did that. For me, these were my best reps. I tried to stay low. I tried to turn as I went like that, because it's pretty efficient if you do it like that. But I felt pretty good. I can't always do box step ups. I just convinced myself, like, you know what, don't be scared. Just do it. You'll be fine. Because 3 weeks ago, when we had a high volume of box jumps, not box jump overs, I pretty much pulled my Achilles. So I completely freaked out from there and started scaling to box step ups. But this is the first time in 3 weeks where I decided, you know what, let's just do the box jump overs. And here you are seeing me do the overhead squats. I wound up doing it unbroken at 10 reps. In retrospect, I should have gone a little bit heavier than that and done 60 pounds. But really proud of my overhead squats. They looked pretty good to me. And, every episode I feel like I talk about my shoulders and how far it's come, and really it came a long way. And so this is Friday's workout, and it's a handstand push-up complex. And the complex is 1 wall walk, 2 wall facing handstand push-ups, and 4 shoulder taps. And I am so scared of being inverted. I hate being inverted. I can't do handstand push-ups. And my coach right now is working with me on that. Trying not to have this crazy fear of being inverted, but I do. So I may have the strength, but my gymnastics are really weak. And so I couldn't do the push-ups or the shoulder taps from the wall, so I wound up doing it from the floor. So I wound up doing the push-ups, but not on the knees. So did wound up doing that. And I wound up doing the shoulder taps as well. Not from, the bouncing from the wall. It was just too rough on my shoulders, and I just couldn't do it. But one of these days I will, hopefully. Here, we wound up doing 4 rounds, 4 minutes on, 2 minutes off, 15 calorie bike ride, 20 total overhead plate lunges, and 20 Russian twists. And you could tell in the beginning of the bike ride, I was totally moving my arms around and had a big smile on my face. And it's because my coach played Butter by BTS. And everyone knows at the gym that BTS is my jam. They're one of my favorite groups right now, if not the favorite group. So I always get so happy when my coach plays their music. I have a tendency to put 500% in and try my best when I hear their music. So whenever he sees me kind of dilly-dally a little bit, he puts on some BTS and I get totally into it. So, very silly. Yeah, I know. So then, so the first 2 rounds of this, I wound up doing 25 pounds overhead. And I will say that I wish that I locked out my elbows even further for this. Because the last 2 rounds, I wound up doing 35 pounds overhead on my lunges. And they were pretty challenging for me, although I felt like I was going fairly fast on my reps. I broke up some of the sets, as you can tell. I wound up doing like 10 one time, and then 5 on the left, and then 5 on the right. So that's how I broke it up whenever I felt tired. And then I wound up doing Russian twists as well. But since I decided to use the 25-pound plate instead of the 35-pound plate for my Russian twists, because I felt my back a little bit leaning too far back. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to do the 25 pounds for the Russian twists, and that would totally suffice. And it did. So that is pretty much the entire workout of the week. Really proud of my progress so far. No PRs this week, which is fine, because you're not going to PR every single day or every week. But I had pretty good workout days or training days, except for Tuesday. Tuesday felt like a fluke for me. I did not do really well at all on Tuesday, and you know what? That is quite okay. We all have our bad days, right? But anyway, so if you like this episode, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.